Hey guys, it's James from Winter Insight here, and I'm here to do a quick review today on a product called CARV. Now, you guys may or may not have heard of CARV. It's something that's been around for a couple of years now. They found it in 2016 actually, during a Kickstarter launch. Now become a little bit more mainstream, but CARV is a product that goes in the bottom of your ski boot and helps teach you to ski. So I have done a little bit of research online. They've sent me a pair to do a quick review on and see how easy it is to get out of the box, fit in the boot, etc. We're obviously not going to ski on it today. We're a little bit locked down here in the UK, but we're going to play around with the product, see what it looks like, the quality, the feel, etc. And then we'll cut out to some app shots of how it looks on your phone, etc. Later on. So let's get it out of the box and see what happens. So CARV comes in a really nice little sleeve there. Your digital ski coach, ready to take your skiing to the next level? Question mark. Well, let's see. So inside here, this looks like where we have the foot plate. So I did a little bit of research on this and I chatted with the guys, but this is the first time I've held and played with the product. So inside here, have a little insert which holds your insoles in there. And these are your two CARV insoles. So these are what I'm told go underneath the liner of your ski boot. And this is where all the pressure points and sensors are. And they feed back to you and they give you an idea of what weight you should be distributing on your feet, etc. And I'm told by people who've used it and watching some of the videos that the response time is really, really good. And skiing in the mountains, you can have all sorts of fun and exercise as well as improving your technique, just to keep you a little bit more occupied from time to time. So those are the base insoles. And then inside here, we have all the little compartments. So we've got charge, so we're going to assume that's where all the batteries and cables, etc. We've got our user manual there, and we've got our setup. And oh look, there was our batteries here, so they're the cables for it in there. So these are the little CARV batteries that come with it. I'll move that out of the way. And so what we can obviously see relatively simply straight away is that this left is going in our left boot. Okay, we've got a left boot here, so we'll put it in shortly, and this little battery pack is going to clip on the side of our boot, and once we plug in our little insole at the bottom there. So that looks relatively straightforward. So what we're going to do is going to get out the user manual now and just read through the relatively basic instructions. Of course, me usually just like to try and crack on, put it all in, turn my phone on and see if it works. But this time we'll just go through very quickly. So introduction, what's in the box, all relatively straightforward. You guys can read that all yourselves. You should have two inserts, two trackers, charging cables, sticky tapes, etc. to stick these inside the bottom so they don't move around. That's really important. And then it's just going to run you through the best way to do this. Okay, so we're going to remove the boot liner. Now this is if you buy a pair of CARV online yourself and you want to retrofit them in your ski boots. What I definitely would recommend is that you go and see your local ski boot fitting shop. If you go and see your specialist ski boot fitter, those guys, first of all, they're going to be able to fit this in really seamlessly without breaking anything, especially if you've got a nice expensive product like this. You don't want it to go wrong. They know what they're doing. They handle boots all the time. But secondly, of course, if you don't have this in your boot, and you then add it to your existing boot, it will take up space and it might make it tighter, might make it too tight, might make pressure points occur in the wrong places. So really important that if you're buying these to improve your skiing, that you don't mess up the fit of your boot. So either go and see a good ski boot fitter or buy a pair of these in retail from next winter. At the moment, they're only available on CARV online, but from next winter, I'm told that they're available in retailers in the UK. So anyway, got the liner out of the boot. Just wasting time while I was doing that. I'm going to take our left insole here, okay? And that very simply goes inside the shell of the boot, okay? You've got a baseboard inside there. This just slides inside here. CARV comes in 3 sizes, okay? So they do it in letters. So they've got a D, an E, and an F. And they kind of cover boot sizes between them. So they cover all the boot sizes between those 3 sizes. This is an E, and this boot is a 26, okay? So that's pretty straightforward. That's going in there. Then we'll come back to our little user manual, okay? It tells us to stick it in, okay, at the back. We're not going to do that now because I need to take these back out. But then we're going to secure the cable. So they give you some little tape inside here, okay, all on these stickers. And they ask you just to secure the cable. If we can see this, I'm going to come around to the camera. Just inside here, this cable, we're going to secure that to the side of the boot, okay? And that's really important to do that so the cable doesn't move around inside. So we're just going to assume that I've fixed that in and I've done the cable to the side like a good boy. And then we pop the liner straight back inside of the boot, okay? At this point, when your cable's taped in, it shouldn't move around, etc. Now it's sticking out the side here, okay? So, whoop. Luckily the battery's not on top of that, and these also aren't my boots. So, ski boot liner's back in, okay? Then we get to the next stage. We're pretty quick through this. We're already at step 8. Granted, I haven't done all the taping, but now we're going to attach the trackers to the boot, okay? Really, really straightforward. Little clip here, okay? Really, really substantial clip so that you don't lose it or anything like that. And you can put it wherever you want. I'm going to put it on the power strap here, okay? And clips on, really, really secure. And then very, very simply, plug in the CARV unit like that. And that's it. Sits on the clip there, barely notice it all day. This has been tested by super, super aggressive professional skiers and big crashes and no major problems, okay? And the really cool thing about the CARV system is this hardware, it may get updated or tweaked from time to time, but all of the software that you use is always updated. So even if you have a CARV system from 2 years ago, you'll be able to use the latest, newest software, which is a really cool element to what they do. So we've got that in our boot. I'm gonna do our little boot back up, as if we were skiing. Our CARVs on the side, power strap done up. And that's how we install the CARV in the boot. What we're going to do now is we're going to clip away to a few clips of me just showing you how the app works, and you can see how it turns on and connects to the CARV and how straightforward it is.
As you can see as a close-up here, the clip is pretty substantial and it's relatively straightforward to clip it onto the power strap of the boot, and then the cable just clips in very simply. This is the CARV base unit that is 3mm thick, so it's careful to make sure you have enough space in your boots. Okay, great. So now we're going to take a look at the CARV app. And I must say that you don't necessarily need to have the instructions with you. You can just download the app straight away. So download the app, get registered. I signed in with Facebook to make it nice and quick and easy. Excuse the Instagram post. And then you'll be asked to answer a few questions. So what type of skier are you? How often do you go? As you can see here, what ski goals do I currently have? And these questions just help build your profile within the CARV app so that it can help your skiing as much as possible. Then you have your personal information here that you should enter in, and I'll put all of mine in as I think it's correct. And you can adjust this at any time, but also if you wanted to transfer the CARV unit to somebody else or let a friend borrow it, you can go back in the app, unpair it, and re-put in this information for somebody else as well. And it really doesn't take too long. Once you've done that, it now sets you up in the system, and then it's going to run you through these setup sets that are in the user manual. So as I said, you don't necessarily need the user manual. You can just go on the app and it will walk you through steps 1 to 8 of putting the CARV system inside your boot and pairing it up, etc. So these are the steps to put it inside the boot, which I covered earlier in the video. And we can quickly go through all of those. Now we're going to set up the Bluetooth. So we're going to pair our CARV system with Bluetooth on our phone, and we're going to set up the left side first. So this is going to ask me to do a quick update because it didn't find the tracker, so I just have to update the version of the tracking device, and you'll see that happens very, very quickly. And that's just updating there, and once that firmware is updated, we can then pair our 2 CARV units, and we'll go through that process. What I must say is the app has been very well thought out. It's been developed now over a few years, and it is super user friendly. I really didn't have any trouble using this for the first time, and I can promise you this is my genuine first time pairing the CARV system to the app on my phone. So we've updated our version very quickly. Now our tracker is connected. We're going to connect that now to the tracker, and in a second it's going to ask us to calibrate that system on that left boot. So first one is motion calibration that's required, and what that asks us to do is without the boot being on your foot, so i.e. held in your hand, it's going to ask you to rotate the boot slightly. So I'm just preparing the boot here with the CARV system in, batteries all on, it's all strapped up, ready to go, and we're just going to start this calibration of motion. And here we go. So it's asking us here just to rotate the boot with the CARV insole inside, just as shown on the screen. It's pretty straightforward. And once it satisfies that it's calibrated, it comes up with motion calibrated. Now we need to do the force calibration. So to do this, we need to put the boot on, and we need to stand on it. So now I have the boot on my foot, and when I'm ready, I'm going to calibrate the force, and that will confirm that it's done it correctly. Excellent. So now we can finish by setting up on the other side, which I won't do now, but we can finish setting up both the insoles and we're essentially ready to go. And then you can go through to all the different options of choosing ski modes, all sorts of different measurements for edge angle, edge similarity, parallel index, etc., ski pressures, and all those little tools that will help you to develop your ski. And that is the CARV app. Very straightforward, great little product. Look forward to using it. Thanks for watching another review by Winter Insight. If there's any products you'd like us to review, please let us know by dropping us a comment below or dropping us an email. If you're a brand and you'd like us to review your product, please drop us a mail and we'll happily look into that for you and get back to you. Thanks again for watching.